What was the "I'm fired, aren't I" moment you experienced or witnessed? At 22, I worked part-time at this fancy wedding venue called Riverstone Manor. My job was basically running around making sure everything looked perfect before guests arrived. Tables straight, flowers fresh, that kind of stuff. Pretty easy work, but the pay was decent, and my boss, Mrs. Hartley, seemed cool enough. This particular Saturday in October was huge for us. The bride was some doctor's daughter, probably spent more on flowers than I make in 6 months. Everything had to be absolutely perfect because her family was loaded and super picky about details. Mrs. Hartley pulled me aside around 2 in the afternoon while I was fixing centerpieces. She handed me this tiny black velvet box about the size of a matchbook. "Shannon, listen carefully. These are the wedding rings. The groom wants them for photos with his groomsmen before the ceremony. Do not lose these." I nodded and shoved the box deep into my backpack, figuring that was the safest place. Then Mrs. Hartley started rattling off like 20 other tasks. Move the gift table 3 inches to the left. Make sure the bathroom has extra towels. Check that the sound system works. The usual wedding chaos. By 4 o'clock, I was running around like crazy. The ceremony was supposed to start at 5 and half the decorations still looked wrong. I grabbed my lunch from my backpack to eat quickly while fixing some ribbon that had come loose on the chairs. The ceremony started perfectly. Beautiful music, everyone crying happy tears, the whole romantic movie thing. Then came time for the ring exchange. The best man, this tall guy in a gray suit, reached into his jacket pocket with this confident smile. His face went completely white. He patted his other pocket, then his pants pockets, then back to his jacket. The groom noticed and whispered something. More frantic patting. The officiant, trying to keep things moving, made some joke about nervous best men forgetting things, but I could see panic spreading across the groom's face. The bride was starting to look confused. About 200 guests were getting restless. That's when it hit me like a truck. The rings, the tiny black box, still in my backpack. I practically sprinted back to the bridal preparation room where all the staff stuff was stored. There was my backpack, and there was the box, sitting right next to my half-eaten egg salad sandwich. The rings were fine, but they absolutely reeked like sulfur and mayonnaise. I ran back to the ceremony, probably looking like I'd seen a ghost. The officiant was still making awkward jokes, but people were starting to murmur and check their phones. I handed the box to the best man, who looked like he wanted to hug me and strangle me at the same time. The ceremony continued, but something had shifted. The bride's mom kept shooting me these death glares from the front row. During the reception, she cornered Mrs. Hartley by the bar. I couldn't hear what they said, but I saw a lot of pointing in my direction and head shaking. After all the guests left and we finished cleaning up, Mrs. Hartley asked me to stay behind. We sat in her office and she pulled out her phone. There was a photo of the ring bearer pillow from the ceremony, completely empty, just sitting there looking useless. "Shannon," she said quietly, "you had one job today. Keep the rings safe. Instead, you nearly ruined a $20,000 wedding." I tried explaining about being busy, about forgetting, about how the rings were technically safe the whole time, but Mrs. Hartley just shook her head. The bride's mother called me an hour ago. She's demanding a full refund and threatening to leave terrible reviews everywhere. She specifically mentioned the girl who almost destroyed her daughter's perfect day. My stomach dropped. I knew what was coming. "You're fired, aren't you?" I said before she could. She nodded sadly. "I'm sorry, Shannon. I really am, but I can't risk losing other clients over this." I cleaned out my locker and drove home in complete silence.